What's up, everyone? Aaron Nagler here for PackersNews.com. I'm here with Matt Bowen, who is down in Mobile, Alabama for the Senior Bowl. Matt, obviously an analyst for ESPN and a former Packers safety. I thought I'd bring him in and talk a little bit about what's going on down there. Matt, what's the importance of the Senior Bowl for prospects heading into the NFL draft?
Well, I think it's an interview, and it's a different interview because we're not talking about your measurables in terms of your speed, your long speed, your change of direction, the broad jump, vertical jump. We're going to get to all that stuff come next month at the Combine, but I think it's an interview in terms of your physical play in the football field, your ability to take directions, your ability to beat coaches. You have to remember, different than the other bowl games. Like, for example, I played in the Hula Bowl when I came out of Iowa down in Maui, and I'm not going to it was a great trip down there, understandable. But
What's wrong with that?
I would have loved to have been in Mobile, and this is why you have pro coaches. Okay, the Bears staff and the Browns staff are down here. So you got Hugh Jackson and John Fox working with their assistant coaches, and they're coaching hard because they want to see, one, how players respond. Because understand this, Aaron, you're going to get beat. Okay, if you're a defensive back, first of all, one-on-ones,
Right.
they're designed for the offense to win. I mean, people don't want to hear that, but that's what they are. So when I'm watching defensive backs, I said, okay, I'm not worried about the end result. I want to see their footwork. I want to see their plant and drive. How long can they keep their shoulders square? Can they come out of their break and show that transition speed and closing the football to the upfield shoulder? If they do that, I don't care if the wide receiver catches the ball. That's a win for the defense. But I also think when you're here, you have the team interviews, just like you will in Indianapolis. You know, at night they'll go to the coaches' suites, and sometimes they'll get them up on the whiteboard. Sometimes they'll have them show film. Sometimes they'll talk about stuff that doesn't even come close to football. They just want to get to know these guys because they're going to invest a lot of money in them and invest in their future. But I really think the on-the-field work is so critical because just from my perspective as a former player and watching them, I want to see what a guy does when he gets beat. I want to see if he can take the techniques that are being taught because understand a lot of these guys – they might have backpedaled a different way. They might have opened their shoulders a different way. They might have aligned inside and with an inside shade instead of an outside shade. So you got to pick up these new techniques and do it in front of these coaches. And when you've been down here, there's 100 people standing there watching one-on-one drills.
Right.
And that's my favorite part about this. You know, the team drills, they play cover 2, they play cover 3, a little cover 1, no blitzing. You know, 4-3 front, 4-3 under front, where the Sam linebackers walked up on the ball. Some basic route concepts. Right. So it's not really complicated. What they want to see is how you can do in terms of your technique, how you can do in one-on-one drills when everyone's watching, how you can do in terms of playing in space. Because some of these linebackers, you know, you get them down here, and now all of a sudden they're playing as a curl flat defender, what they never had before. And they didn't have to do that in college. So pro scouts want to see, well, how does he move? How does he change of direction? Who has natural instincts to find the football? Who can hit? And that's what I want to see today. Okay, because I go back and forth in this. And,
right.
You know, during the draft process, especially with defensive backs, what's the first thing we talk about, Aaron? Ball skills, right? Range over the top. That stuff's great. All right, and turnovers can win football games. They're impact plays that flip the field. If I'm building the secondary, give me someone that's going to hit. I want physical players in the secondary. That's where I'm starting. That's why I'm excited to go to practice today and say, who can hit? Who can go to inside run drill? I don't care about your range in inside run drill. There is no passing. It's downhill. You're in a phone booth. There's nowhere to hide. Show me who can hit. Same with team drills. Yeah, and I love guys that make plays on the ball. Everyone does. But you got to start with, I always say, the base fundamentals in terms of technique and physicality.
Well, when you're talking about the defensive backs, obviously the secondary is an area of concern for Green Bay coming off the torching in Atlanta. Have you seen anybody, has anyone jumped out at you either at corner or at safety while obviously it's only one day in, but who have you seen has maybe made you kind of do a double take, maybe make a note and say, I want to see more of that guy?
Well, I start with the North squad, okay? I really focused on the North squad yesterday, and that's Ed Donatel. You know Ed Donatel.
Right, former Packer.
My defense coordinator with Green Bay back under Mike Sherman. He's coaching the DBs in Chicago. Now, I thought his drills are excellent, okay? He really tested these guys, and the guys were getting tired, like we talked about. You haven't played football for a month. Some guys more than a month. Your legs are going to get heavy. A lot of change of direction, a lot of plant and drive, a lot of going to get to deep ball. Jordan Lewis out of Michigan, I thought, had one of the most impressive days. Now, he's a smaller corner. He might have to play a little bit inside. But, Aaron, I'm telling you, his footwork is so smooth. He glides through his footwork. He can sink his hips. He looks like a wide receiver at times. Or he's got good ball skills. You know, Desmond King from Iowa, and I know everyone's saying,
Homer pick.
There goes Bowen. We're talking about Iowa again.
No, he did. I was watching on TV. He did look good.
Now, here's the thing with Desmond. Where do you play him? Okay, and that's, very similar to Micah Hyde, which, Ted needs to re-sign Micah Hyde. We'll get to that another time. But where do you play him? Is he a corner? Does he have the long speed? I don't know that yet. I think he's probably a 4-5-5 guy. Everyone who drafts in the first round and top of the second round wants 4-4 guys. I understand that. But there's a thing about Desmond. He's a football player. He's got good instincts for the ball. He won the Thorpe Award in 2015. He's very physical, very good run supporter. So is this a guy you say, look, maybe he's not an outside corner. Maybe he's a slot defender. Maybe he's a strong safety. Maybe he's a free safety. And Donatel did some things yesterday in terms of his range, okay? Dropping to the middle of the field and breaking the football, dropping to the deep half, breaking the football. So the Bears see it too. They're trying to find a spot for this guy as well. Douglas out of West Virginia, 6'2", 203. Now, this is a different corner. You talk about Jordan Lewis.
There you go.
Jordan Lewis has got that, that lateral speed, that lightning quick footwork. Now, with Douglas, he's more of the guy you're saying, well, that's like a Richard Sherman. And I'm not comparing him to Richard Sherman. I'm just saying that body type, 6'2", 203, can play press, can open his hips pretty well, and he's got great ball skills over the top. Those are the three guys I really focused on yesterday, and those are the three guys that really jumped out and caught my eye. And I'll have more today at the end of the day, especially when they're in full pads. But that was just from the drill work yesterday. And I always look in the drill work, who can close in the football, who can change directions quickly enough. Because, in the NFL, if you give too much cushion, which we saw last Sunday in Green Bay.
Well, a lot of that in Atlanta.
Right.
No doubt about it.
If you want to play off man, that's fine. I have no problem with off man. But can you close in the football? That's what I see. And when you get there, as I'm going to see today, can you be a little bit nasty? Because that's what I want in my defensive backs.
That's what we're all looking for. There you go. From down in Mobile, Alabama, Matt Bowen bringing the knowledge. Matt, thanks always.
Hey, no problem. Go Packers.
I'm just glad you didn't say go Cubs.